If another 2008 financial meltdown occurs and many major banks are again at risk of bankruptcy, will you let them fail or will you give them a bailout?
Well, I probably would let them fail, as difficult as that would be. I watched I wasn't in the Senate during it. I can imagine what happened. They went into that room that you normally would get security briefings in on what's going on in Iraq or terrorist attacks and so forth, and they got scared. And from what the Secretary of the Treasury was saying, and so they did that. And then the bailouts and so forth with it. And I think that what they're doing with this Dodd-Frank, I hate to get into some of this, but this Dodd-Frank measure, which was supposedly to make sure you don't have too big to fail, what those regulations are doing, is another regulatory matter, is really tough on smaller community banks. And it ends up that they cannot be spending, whatever the amount is, a high amount, just on compliance with regulations. And it actually, the big banks, it's a pain for big banks as well. However, they have the staff, the accountants, the lawyers to comply with it all. So I think the banks need to make the right decisions. They shouldn't be lending to people who can't pay, and people who can't pay ought not to be getting loans with it. The most objectionable aspect to me of all the bailouts was the bailouts of the auto manufacturers, and especially egregious and wrong in America is to have commissars, whoever they were, telling family-owned car dealerships that you will be shut down. My goodness, this is America. My son, in fact, we were out in Loudon. He was going to buy a pickup truck, and so we go to this car dealership during all this, and these folks were fearful that they're going to get one of these FedEx envelopes that is telling them that your dealership will be shut down. It's not the role of the government to determine who has the best product or the best service. It's we the people. If you're losing market share, it means you better improve your product. If your service is not good, you better improve it. If not, you're going to go out of business. No one, I look at things in the world of sports, no one goes to a game. No one's going to watch the Super Bowl, even though we dislike both teams. But you don't watch this game to watch the Zebras officiate. You want to see the players win the game. By their own skills, their own tactics, their own plays that they're calling. And so in a free marketplace, we the people decide who succeeds, who fails. And so that's why there's a lot of reasons I don't like bailouts. Mostly the worst of it all was shutting down family-owned car dealerships.